The busy holiday travel season is upon us, and of course, safety is top of mind for millions of Americans passing through the nation's airports. Lawmakers are working right now to secure funding for the FAA.
And joining us now is California Congressman Mark DeSaulnier. Mark, good to see you, and thanks a lot for being with us.
My pleasure. Thanks for asking.
So what's the status on this bill to keep Americans safe?
Well, it's a reauthorization of the Federal Aviation Administration, passed out of the House of Representatives, bipartisan effort very successfully. It's now in the Senate. It's been extended for a couple of months while the Senate negotiates some of the more difficult parts of it.
So I'm curious, what's the hold up to getting this pushed through? Are we at risk of the FAA not having funding?
Well, we're at risk of a lot of things right now on funding. I don't think so. It's basically technology and pilots and the amount of training actually training in flight as opposed to simulators. So this technology, so there are issues around that with our friends, the air pilots.
And Congressman, I don't have to tell you this, but there's a nationwide shortage of air traffic controllers. In fact, a recent New York Times report showed that many are working 10-hour shifts, 6 days a week, some even possibly sleeping on the job. What are you guys doing to solve these problems?
Well, it's a real urgency. I've been on it for quite a while. We had a near miss in the area I represent in the San Francisco Bay Area in 2017, where we came within almost 60 feet of having the worst air collision in the history of the United States. There were 3 full airliners on the taxiway, and an Air Canada flight almost landed on top of them. And if it wasn't for the pilots in one of those planes seeing it, it would have been a tragedy. So it's technology. It's also COVID. This industry was very impacted by that. And it's also, these are very competitive investment environments. Warren Buffett once said that investing in commercial air is a bottomless pit. So investors can go anywhere. There's a lot of pressure on the CEOs and the corporate leaders. So all of that combines with a real sense of urgency for everyone that we need to get these professionals trained and out there for the safety of the flying public.
You mentioned that close call in your area. There have been a number of close calls like that with commercial airlines at airports. What's being done to ensure something like that doesn't happen again?
So the committee, and again, it was bipartisan, Republicans and Democrats working together under terrific leadership of both the senior Democrat and Republican. We fully funded, if the appropriations bills end up getting all done, what the FAA asked for this year. We also put provisions in to make sure that these graduating classes from the training schools will get out as quickly as possible. So the Congress is on this. We're working very hard, but we let it go too far, and then COVID made it more difficult.
All right, Congressman, let's talk numbers. AAA estimates that 7.5 million Americans will travel by plane this holiday season. How can you reassure people that it is indeed safe to fly?
Well, I fly a lot. I fly from San Francisco to Washington, D.C. Weekly almost. And the thing that's important to remember, America can be really justifiably, historically proud of the safety of air flight and commercial passenger air flight. So that's the history. We have to make sure that these near misses are responded to, and we continue that tradition. So it's safe, but clearly it's showing some stress.
All right, California Congressman Mark DeSaulnier, thank you for being with us. We appreciate it.
My pleasure. Thanks for asking me.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.